like um, you can talk about um, yeah, what energized you from the various Omega threads. Like it could be like a resource someone shared or like a snippet of a conversation, or you could share like an update on what you've been working on, because that in a way is like a way is you spending energy towards
Yeah.
Omega.
So
And
on
then
Monday I talked to Streamer D, and we talked about NFT, self-discovery game, the website, um, also like just experimenting with like creativity and NFTs. He's doing an NFT project himself. Um, but anyways, and part of that was like to think about like how these different things like spread out, I guess, because we were talking about like music, and one of his main things is he likes using this things for the music, and it's basically it makes samples and loops from where you program, and he wants to make like a repository, and then like that's like a Creative Commons, and then like see how that goes. But he also actually recommended, I should put it into the collective curation, but he recommended this site, and I guess this site is like um, people read books, and then like they give their anecdotes and they share, and like they build like um, a group around that like book, and it's like passed on or whatever. I guess it's like a virtual version of like those uh open libraries. You ever seen those where they're like on a street corner and like people put books in there and like people could take them or whatever? It's like that idea, but like digitally, which I thought was interesting when we're talking about like the library.
okay,
Um, yeah, I'll share that link that he shared me. Um, but yeah, I mean that we had a good time talking about and I think he wants to start helping focusing in on like stuff for the website and stuff like that. So I gave him like the mirror boards and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it was cool.
sounds good. And um, so I guess that's how you like directed energy towards Omega.
Yeah.
Did anything energize you from Omega this week?
I've been kind of like a little bit I think like mostly like everybody too been a little bit of a pause on the Omega threads.
Yeah, I noticed a bit of a
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah. There's been a pause. And but
Ooh,
I've been planning to do the edits for the dynamic energy budget. I've just been sorting my own personal stuff out to dig into that. But yeah. Oh, did
I
you guys see within the vacuums images that he posted on in the Imaginarium thread? But he said Omega's symbol and Imaginarium symbol, and he created this like weird, very cool mandala image.
see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I think that was like the most exciting thing that happened that I saw in the thread.
Okay, I will add that. It would be so cool if it could start from like a dot and then expand into the mandala, and that's like our loading
Yeah,
thing for the library.
that would be cool.
So you said this was based on the working groups in the TEC, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. That is super cool. See, this is super useful when people share like what energized them, because you
Yeah.
discover things that you probably wouldn't have seen in the first place.
Well,
Actually,
yeah,
Satori.
I'm actually interested to where you that picture is that you guys are talking about.
Oh, here I'll share. Um,
I was just looking at, trying to look for it.
Yeah,
so it's
those two.
these. So like all
Oh
every
yeah.
single circle is actually like a working group logo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can see it
cool.
as well. So like if we go to I think it's in community. Yeah, you can see like it's
Oh yeah,
all
all
the
those symbols.
Oh, yeah,
artwork,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
which is
Cool.
so cool. Cool. And Satori, so your
hmm
NFT self-discovery game,
hmm
I actually started working on it as well. So I'm gonna be
Oh,
building
cool.
like a bot-based
Oh yeah.
game, where people would be like given prompts and they just get
hmm
like one prompt a day and they spend literally like under 2 minutes. You're not meant to be like thinking too hard about it and being too calculating about it.
Yeah.
And eventually people will be able to share what they answered, and then other people will be able to see it via the game as well. And
Oh,
then
cool.
I was thinking that maybe like, so for the NFT, maybe what we can do is like their aha moments can be made into an NFT, or like after a certain number of prompts or interactions, they can get like an NFT, like a leveling up type thing.
Yeah.
Or the curators, they can also get records of how their curation has helped people as an NFT. So for example, if someone shared like, oh yeah, I used this curation for my project and it did this, like
hmm
the curator can get an NFT based on that. But yeah, it's all linked
Sweet.
here if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well.
just gonna build a bot as V1 and then eventually it'll be part of the library UI. But
hmm
do please keep updating like on the ideas that you have, because it is really helpful in like triggering
Yeah.
things.
Okay. For sure.
Nice
Did you
haircut,
see the?
Merp.
Yeah. Did you did you see the shared document that I did of the NFT self discovery game? It should be.
um,
I'm trying to figure it
let's see. Is it in the
out.
imaginary creative flow?
In an Imaginarium. It's
Mm.
up above the music that I
Oh,
shared.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I should
Yeah,
probably check that out too.
yeah.
Um,
We could start like putting more.
but
I think Letty was supposed to put some stuff on there and Streamer D, but I don't know if they did. I haven't checked it.
okay. So like the onboarding bot is more like for Omega participation.
Yeah,
I don't want to like take over your project or anything like
yeah.
that.
I would just say so you
Um,
could read it and maybe it gives you some.
yeah, 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 that sounds
Yeah.
great. I'll include this. Well,
Because like that becomes those feedback loops that we want when people are engaging with, whether it's a written or whether it's like a video, like eventually like.
true.
Yeah, I think because I was thinking of like some type of like video or like synthesis, and then it's like a yacht form or something, to create like this, to have them participate. We just don't want them
Okay.
to mind. But yeah, that's cool.
Uh, Andrea, you've already shared how you have energized Omega and how Omega's energized you, right?
Yeah, I think the majors one was Letty just facilitating that amazing meditation
Yeah,
twin
the twin experience meditation,
experience. The biggest
which,
thing.
by the way, recommend checking out.
Highly recommend if anyone has time to go back and
Yeah,
do the practice on the video.
it's
Yeah,
around 13 minutes, including the explanation.
yeah, it's great.
Very restorative. Mert, how has Omega energized you this week? Is there anything from the Omega threads that caught your interest or really inspired you? Oh, Mert, okay, there you go. I thought
Yeah,
you were.
to be honest, like I'm super excited that we start wireframes for the library because
Yes.
like seeing the design, like all the discussion we had, and now seeing the design feels very good actually. If we had time in this meeting, I'd like to have your opinions as well at the end of the meeting. Uh,
Yes,
Also,
definitely.
I'm really excited about how do we incorporate NFT discovery game that you guys have been like killing
Mhm.
into library wireframes. Also, like if we can like discuss 10 minutes, how can we play with it? It will be super good. These are the two things like I'm very excited about this week.
Sweet. And in terms of like how you've directed energy towards Omega, you kind of spent most of your or used most of your energy towards designing the wireframes and getting that organized, right?
Yes. Also, one good news. I've talked with the Curve Labs founder yesterday in Turkey. We met with in an event. Uh, like he is down to create for us. Like he will be creating with his friends. So that's also a good news.
Ooh. What's
So
the
he is
name of the company
Curve
again?
Labs.
Chair Labs?
Curve, like Curve. Curve.
Oh, Curve Labs. Okay, okay,
Ah,
okay.
that's my
Curve
Turkish English.
Labs. Sorry.
Sorry.
Curve Labs group willing to curate for the library. Woo. Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty much everyone's updates put in. So should we start discussing? Do you want to share your screen, Mert, for the wireframes?
Sure. Moment, please. For the first time, Sebnem is not here.
She's away. She said she'll be away most of this week, I think, or the remainder of the week. She needed some time, I believe. And Satori was saying as well, there's been a bit of a pause in Omega where people have kind of just been quiet, which is good, right? That everyone's able to
Yeah.
like take time for themselves without us having to tell everyone, like, hey, chill out.
Okay. So, like initial wireframe idea, we will have two routes. One is get built. We will play like the user will play the NFT discovery game, and the other is see the library. So we don't force people to play our game. And there, the opening page will be a video.
Wait, sorry,
If
sorry
you
to
like.
interrupt. You're not sharing your screen yet.
Oh, sorry. That happens all the time. So, Steph is in frames. Okay. So the idea is that we will have a video playing on our background. We will have like not start proposal. This is from proposal, but we will have like these little buttons, help, etc. Then we will have two routes. One is get built. Then the user will play the NFT discovery game, and others see the library. When you click to see the library, you will have this petal, and wherever you click, you will this see creation that is on the like intersection of that creation. So if you click there, you will see political science, governance, and psychology and decision science. And if you click crypto economic system just middle, you will see the all creations. Supposedly you clicked here, then we will go to this frame. We will have three creations, let's say, with a subscribe button and little TLDR, and who those people. You can click read, then you will again here subscribe button, and there will be like infos of your creation if you put in, and there will be the writings. So that's the initial flow, and there will be like discussion. You can comment like, oh, you rocks, you're very good, etc., kind of thing, hopefully. So that's the initial flow for this route. What do you guys think? Is it good? Is it what you guys envision? Also, here I would like to show one UX trick that I really loved from an architecture website. I think Satori has seen it in the last week. Nick, were you there?
Um, I I didn't join very many calls, I don't think, last week, or not that I remember. I think I just joined
Oh,
Dynamic Energy budget and
Like,
onboard.
have you seen this architectural website that you can like move your mouse and it will reflect? Like, where is that? A moment, please.
While you're finding it, I have a question. What does
Yes.
subscribe do on the
Uh,
curation?
Send you mails when the creation has add anything, and if like if there's conversation within your creation, this page, like discussion session,
So at this
or if
point
they add,
in time, people don't connect their wallet or anything. It just asks for an email when they click subscribe.
yes, I believe at least now. But if you think they need to, please give your feedback. Sorry.
Sweet. So on the Omega agenda, I listed all the things that Mert went over. So you can just like maybe add bullet points there if you find it easier, or you can add feedback on the Miro board that Mert has created, which is also in the Omega agenda.
I wanted to show it, but if I cannot find the what is.
Uh, let's see, maybe search from at Mert. I usually do that.
Here. So this website, like I'm really loved their UX design. It's kind of complicated one that people really don't like these kind of things these days because they want simplicity. It's so aesthetic, and on Omega, I think as a group we are kind of like as an ethos have an aesthetic kind of emphasis. So I would love to bring this up. So once you move your mouse, it will reveal different parts of the page. And it has a music. And when you click, it reveals everything. So what I have in my mind here, the same thing. There will like a button. When you move around, you will see the little parts. Then when you click the reveal, it will reveal the whole petal. What do you guys think about this structure?
I like it. Me and Steph were talking about it. That has a lot to do with what he was thinking about, um, revealing the dark spaces and the things that connect. Like that. That has a good. I like that.
Yeah, it also hints at like discovery, right? Because via your interaction, it reveals things to you, which is basically what
Yeah.
the library is about. The more you interact with the library, the more you learn,
Yeah.
which will be
So
helpful for your systems designs.
yeah. So any feedback regarding this flow, like maybe you guys can do async, like put sticky notes, like this is hard to read, etc. Whatever, maybe like whatever you guys think. Then here we need to create a build part, which I'm not really competent. So maybe we can work together like how the NFT discovery game will look like in libraries UX. Like hard to work it now together, but maybe Nick, you I know that you have like extensive knowledge of Figma and all those stuff. So maybe you wanted to chime in and like create some wireframes together. What do you think?
So the NFT self-discovery game is still being figured out. Like I wouldn't be comfortable making a UI for it when how it works is still in the works. Maybe once it's a bit more solidified of an idea, then
The
then I could start
actually,
exploring.
I think what we kind of loosely settled on is like the first phase of the game is not even a game; it's more like a tour through a topic. Um, it and so my idea, I even put it on that thing, is to have like this. self-guided tour to explain like Deb, I guess. So like I'm working on like uh actually wanted to kind of do like the first um performing metabolism because there's two different parts in there that like explain kind of like loosely why I think the roles are kind of important about like beginner's mind to do with Srimadi kind of like showing up. Um actually let me see something. Try to
Wait, so
share
you're saying they're gonna be taken on a tour on the research of dynamic energy budget as the first.
yeah. So what
Okay.
this is my NFT self discovery game mapping out the narrative that's been like all the stuff that we've been doing. So if you look at here, the first flower is the process, the middle one is energy, and the last one's creative. And then so right here you have the manifesto, and that's in the center. And this is a video that I made that kind of like took clips from like several different meetings and put it into the library. So that's like concepts on the library. But if you go down, here's the energy, and then I've been splitting it up. And you see right here, actually the creative one is more split up into where these ideas have like spread. I haven't spent that much time on the energy, but I want to because right here it starts to break up. And this is where we could do some type of yacht form to maybe even help in between the videos, um, making it the journey. Because from all the talks that we had, like the whole like how we do the NFT and all that kind of stuff. So Letty said like we should um, like not for the first version like uh, to not use it like not to be stuck on NFT as like the block, but like to do it in this way. Then later, I think what you were saying within that journey, maybe at the end of it, like right here. Okay, so right here is creative flow, right? Concepts on creativity. These are more of my fun stuff that I do, and all this stuff on the side is like posted already. This is on Mirror. I have stuff that I posted on Minds to kind of like that's how like within the vacuum came over, and so like people that like follow Imaginarium, they know what's going on basically in Omega because of like how I post and how I like talk to everybody. So they have a general idea of what Omega is in a creative sense. But like I think dynamic energy budget is like this middle ground, and I kind of like want to start there because I think from like dynamic energy budget you could go branch out to any of the ones like because creatives in there, and then part of the flow chart, the value flow chart is part of like the process stuff, and like I kind of see it as like this maze of what we're working on, and so I want to start with the first one of the energy because, like I said, the performative one. I know how that branches out because I've been thinking about that for a while, and then even have like Streamer D because me and him have talked about the like just the random him randomly showing up to the thing and then like just how like he got involved. I think it is an interesting um,
Uh,
anecdote to share.
So is it kind of like a choose your own adventure game? So like if they click
Yeah,
on energy flow and then they choose one of these three, it takes them further down the branches.
yeah, yeah.
And by self-discovery, what you mean is like they discover on their own what Omega is
Well,
working on.
the first phrase, the first phase is like self-guided tour, and then the self-discovery game is kind of like bringing in your bot with like you know what I mean, like with feedback loops to where we could like do do more of the self-discovery. But I think right now it's the first phase is self-guided tour to the library, and then NFT self-discovery game. Oh, I was wondering, what do you guys think about that?
Well, the content seems to contain mostly Omega stuff. but the library will be it's not just about Omega. So I'm wondering how they can be taken through a tour of um other curations unrelated to Omega.
Uh,
Yeah, that that becomes once we get those books. I think it's kind of like the curators to curate the pieces that become the self guided tour. Um, because like what Letty brought in is the models, right? So someone brings in uh, one of the curations, right, from an expert in the field. Then we help curate them, right? And then idea too is to create some creative work involved in it. And so that's like developing the NFT thing. So someone is gonna like an expert's gonna bring in their creation, but we're gonna also curate it. And I think that's the process of making the self-guided tour through that um, entry. But we haven't had that entry yet. So, but the basic breaking it up and the parts of it elements should be relatively simple in the sense that there's going to be like a summary, and not everything has to be exactly the same, but there's different elements that are evolving, whether they're in a video or not, images that get created, discussions, feedbacks, like all of that starts to get like what you're saying curated um, for the NFT, and we got to figure out like I think first it's the closed group cycle, so it's like um, us creating the NFT stuff um, within our group. Like the real easy one is that new symbol that within the vacuum like created. I even see that like as something that you could a big image in the background that you could like discover because all of the symbols are basically in that bigger mandala, which is kind of interesting that he did
uh,
that.
guys, I just sorry. Can I chime in?
Yeah, yeah, go.
Yeah. So as far as I understand, is it correct that framing this NFT self-discovery like game something like Dungeons and Dragons? Like you go somewhere, you encounter with some, and it will let you go another place. So you will
Yeah,
have kind of a flow within library wireframes, right?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that's what I had in my mind as well. At least what I thought. What I thought.
The way I see it, like in the library, we can have various adventures. So like, how do I show this? So like, imagine we have the screen, right? And then we have like the petal here. Um, we can like the self-discovery game could be like just one of the adventures because it seems like I said, it seems more focused on the Omega stuff. So we could have like if they feel like doing um the NFT self-discovery game, that can be like a D&D style interaction where they choose their own adventure and they get toured around the various Omega initiatives. And then someone else can like create, like you said, another curator can create a new adventure consisting of like various different curations. But I see Satori's work, it seems more like um focus on Omega.
Uh, so maybe what do you guys think? Maybe we can like frame this as like be the Omega Paladin or something, and we can create for the MVP just one game. Like you can be Omega Paladin by like going creations. When you read, we will offer you another creation and ask some questions. Maybe at the end you become like Omega Paladin, and maybe we will give you a NFT.
Um,
Yeah.
what you mean by paladin, Bart?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So Paladin, I mean, it's just like an adjective, like whatever we want to call shaman or whatever. It's like you
Oh,
get
okay. So you get okay.
so you become like a character in D&D. We offer you a creation, you read it, then you will maybe answer some questions. Like maybe we say, "Oh, think about this question." Then we will give another creation. Then at the end, you become a like Omega Shaman or something.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Okay, yeah. That sounds pretty close to like my idea of the adventures in the library, which I don't know if it's here actually. Maybe I never transferred it here. But yeah, the idea is like to populate the library, we create like a curation UI um and then like the main library UI, which is just for reading the curation. But afterwards, we create the adventures UI, which is basically like a, g- a, g- a game UI. You can have multiple games inside, but I call it adventures. And then um, I put the NFT game as one of the adventures there. But that sounds way cooler because it already aligns with the NFT game that Sator designed of having like a shaman guiding people through a game. So yeah, we can have multiple games then. And then Satori's game will be like the first game in the library and it guides through the Omega working groups. And then eventually we can work with other working groups in TEC, for example, Gravity. They can have their own shaman and then you can collaborate with Gravity and create like a discovery game for Gravity as well, Satori,
Yeah.
if you were
That
interested.
sounds amazing. So, so to like so I don't want to be the bad guy, but I feel like we need to pull this off as soon as possible. Devs, so we can create kind of a roadmap to push ourselves. I don't want to say the push, but I mean maybe we can work this until next week for the
Mhm.
draft, then hand it over to devs with two
Oh,
wireframes we
right
have.
away.
So then they will start coding. If we wanted to change something, we can chime in. But I mean, at least we will have like drafts. What do you guys think?
Well, I guess it'll be very basic
Like,
then, the first version.
yeah, I mean, like we can postpone it, but like this too kind of long. I feel like, and I don't like it should be collective decision. So I don't want to push anybody. But I feel like if we can pull MVP first and drop, we can always change it and like add our structures, and we can ask for more funds because like you guys are working here, and I would like you to get funded like as an like Omega working group coordinationally. I feel like we are kind of having struggle with traditional way of working. We didn't. So that's like I don't have a strong opinion here. Just what I think is it's stretched kind of. If we can find like finish this first initial draft in a week, it will be cool. But if we cannot, of course, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, sorry I'm a bit late, but I think a week is kind of yeah, I kind of agree with trying to finish the Myro, and in a week from now that sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I'm on board too. And we could even use Monday to kind of work out little stuff from whatever we put in for this weekend in Imaginarium. So yeah. Um, and I should have my little video edits for dynamic energy budget that I've been wanting to do by then. So yeah, we could definitely
Satori.
try that.
Uh, Sounds very good. So let's say until next week we will try to come up with a draft. And
Sorry,
Also, you can also
you there was a bunch of
so,
noise then we missed what you were saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like probably that's because I'm walking, but so maybe Steph can start working about like brand guideline of Omega, like which font will we use in library, and what will be the images that will be like kind of like I kind of image language of Omega. So when we hand over to devs, they will know what we will use. For example, like you already created this very beautiful petals. Maybe we can have our own font and backgrounds, etc. So maybe you can create a document PDF like creating all
Mm.
those things that will be used as UI.
Shall I just add it to the Miro board? Or...
No, wherever you want, you can just create even a GitHub, PDF, whatever you like.
Okay,
We
then I will just
can just give
design it on the
it to
Miro
devs.
board, and then you can also edit it, and then we just have a centralized place to communicate from.
Okay, I'll share my ideas on there as well. On the mirror board. Is that everything?
Okay.
Are we happy with that?
Oh,
Focusing our energies on the library UI so that we can hand it off to devs.
I am. I'm down.
Sweet.
Actually, I wanted to ask Steph, what is his latest thoughts on the website ideas and stuff like that? Hang on.
Sorry, you wanted to talk to Steph?
Oh yeah, I just was interested what Steph's latest thoughts are
Yeah,
on it.
sorry, I've been a bit out of digital world. I've been trying to solve some other things regarding renting out a room, so I'm doing my best to manage everything at the same time. Like how I can focus my energy now is to get the UX of the thing we talked
Mhm.
about on Friday to realize this before Wednesday. So yeah, that's what I can do this week.
Cool.
So I
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
have.
I was
Yeah.
I was just telling Nick this. Like, it seemed like everybody's in that kind of same space. Just generally
Taking a
speaking.
break. Yeah,
Yeah. Or having other stuff.
super
You know.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to figure out how to pay the next month's rent, so that's where I'm at, but I'll also get this done.
Yeah, that kind of relates to why Mer is also like, hey, maybe we should speed things up, but at the same time, it does require our focus and energy to speed things up. So, kind of a balance we're still trying to figure out. Cool. Is there anything that energized you at all from Omega this week, Steph?
Honestly, I have been taking some time offline because I felt I'm getting a screen addiction, so I
Mm.
was like, okay, I need to resource my energies, get off screen, so I've been just doing a lot of Kundalini yoga,
Same.
recharging, yeah, just recharging the places that I'm inhabiting, and yeah, basically that's just what I really needed to do for now. And now I feel a bit better, but I'm still a bit like, no, otherwise I just kind of start a lot of things, it kind of fans out and it starts to defragment, and I feel I cannot like do everything that I kind of committed to. So now I can do this thing for next week.
Mhm.
This I can manage, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Thank you for sharing.
I also
Also,
shaved my head so I look like without hair and things, so I need some time.
amazing. Would you mind sharing the Kundalini yoga thing that you've been doing?
Oh yeah, sure, I can send it in a message. I found two nice teachers now. Yeah.
Sweet, thanks. I've been doing Kundalini yoga with Maria or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, cool. Thank you. All right. That's it then. Is everyone cool with that? Cool.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
was that for you? Was it energizing at all?
yeah.
If not, can you think of any way we can make it more energizing for you?
No, I mean it was energizing. Um, but no, I mean, most of that energy stuff, it's up to me. It's always up to me.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was
I
really
like,
great to see what Satori like visualized, to see vision, like the visuals with
Yeah,
your ideas.
this
That
stuff,
was
right?
so cool. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because I have to be honest, sometimes when you're talking, I'm like, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. But then when I saw the visuals, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, it's in the
yeah,
Omega Energies and Initiatives. Figma is just to the right of the board if you want to check it
Nice.
out.
Cool.
yeah, and you can explore now. Like click on them and watch all that stuff.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Well,
Thank
Actually,
you.
it would be cool if you two got together to talk maybe like about the onboarding, because this could be a way of like interacting with the archipelagos. Well, it
Yeah,
basically is,
that's what
right?
I'm
So
working on right now. So I'll have a look at that because that's pretty cool.
sweet. Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Well, we finished early. Does anyone else want to talk about anything else, or do you want to take some time for yourself and energize?
I'm good. Just to reiterate, Monday Imaginarium will sync up again and jam out on the web of our energies on the finishing the first wireframe for the website.
Sounds
And
good.
that's about it. Yeah, cool.
I will add that.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.